Good evening, good evening, good evening.
Good evening.
Um, yes, this is the Hysten. It's a late night with the Hysten, especially if you are in the Kansas City area. We apologize for the delay for the late night. Yes, it is a late night for us, but well, not really for us because it's only 6:46 here. Amen. Um, but as promised, we wanted to get on here and we wanted to. Um, give you guys a little something this evening and you know come live and talk to the viewers, to the people that support us, the people that tune into us on a regular basis. Let you guys know that we're gonna get back to our our Wednesday night couples sessions, and it's crazy because a lot of people have been asking us for this, and it's not something that we gave up on. It's actually how our ministry actually got started,
Mhm.
um, and that's a blessing because um, you know if you know anything about us, our marriage, our relationship is so important to us, and it's been. Um, I can't say we've had a whole bunch of downs.
Hmm.
We've actually had a lot of positives when it came to our relationship. Like it's been a great experience. I can't complain. Like our relationship has been like off the chains. Like have we had we had issues, little minor issues.
Yeah. What
Um,
relationship or
oh, you
marriage
gotta talk
don't?
louder than that.
I said, what relationship or marriage don't have?
Right, right,
You know,
right.
we're still growing and getting to know each other.
hmm
So
Yeah, and I mean, in a relationship, in a marriage, you should always get to know each other. There should never be a time where you just figured your person out, figured your mate out, to the point to where like everything is like everything about that person.
right.
Because when you the minute that you feel like you know that person and that you don't have to get to know that person is when you've lost. You've lost that person because at the end of the day, you grow, you change every day. There's something different about you that's different.
Yeah.
And so if you don't ever take the time out to learn each other every day, figure out what it is, especially when um, there's things that have changed. For instance, like let's say one thing I notice about my wife is that she goes through a season where she likes to wear her hair a certain way. She goes through a season where she'll wear her natural hair. And then she goes through her season, her periods of time where her hair's got to be purple, or her hair's got to be hot pink or fuchsia pink.
I ain't never worn no hot pink. That you'll never see.
But it just goes to show you that you have to get to know each other every day. It's a learning experience, and you never really truly actually know a person fully and just know how they are all the time in a marriage, in a relationship, because people change every day, people change every year. And so I mean, heck, you get older every year, so what makes you think that a person won't want different things?
Hmm.
um a prime example, my wife told me one time, she was like, you might look up and because her favorite color is
Purple.
purple. And with her favorite color being purple, um you told me, you gave me this great example. She gave me an example. She was like, I might like purple this week, but next week I might do a change up. I might like
Orange.
green, green stripe with
No,
orange going down the middle of it.
I don't like that.
But I'm
But
just
yeah,
saying, like, you never know. You never know what a person,
I like money.
how they gonna change. Everybody like money though, but
That's the only green I like.
you just have to be. You have to be, understand that things are in a relationship and in marriage, they are not always hard, but they're not always easy either. And the thing about it is to work things to a way where it makes things easier for both of y'all. Um, I guess for me, for us, I think the biggest thing that helped us was communicate.
Yeah.
We communicate really well, and I think that's what helps us in our relationship
Yeah.
because we communicate.
Yeah.
And so, and she's spoiled.
No.
She's spoiled, y'all. Don't let her fool you. She's spoiled. Like I have to, I have to cater to her a lot, but it's not.
It's like a lot of attention.
There you go. See, she said it. I didn't have to say it. She said it. I didn't have to say it.
I like a lot of attention.
She likes a lot of attention. I mean, which is not bad because in any relationship, you should be giving your mate the attention that they seek, that they want, that they need. And it's so important that you try to meet those needs because if you don't need them, if you don't meet your mate's needs, oh, trust and believe there's somebody watching.
Yeah, but if you say I do, I don't care who's watching. You wouldn't take it.
Right. No,
You
and
just need to improve in that area.
right.
You know, put the spunk back in your marriage or your
Mhm.
relationship or whatever. Be spontaneous. I don't like the same stuff all the time.
Mhm.
Just do something like surprise me. I don't really like surprises, but I like surprises. I'll be like, I'm nosy, so
It's hard to surprise
it's hard
her.
to surprise me, but I'm like, it's a surprise. Oh, it's like me going on a scavenger hunt. I want to find it. That's what's exciting to me. But then at the same time, I want to be surprised. I want to be surprised. So it's like retarded. I'm sorry.
No.
He'd be like, how do you want to know what it is, but you want to be surprised at the same time? Like, don't let me find it. Let me be surprised. But that's just me.
And I mean, but that I mean, not only is that just you, but that's pretty much almost everybody. Everybody who doesn't like surprises, who doesn't like to people to be spontaneous in the relationship.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's all about in getting to know each other and getting to know that hey, look, um, this is what I like and this is what I don't like. Where I feel like, all right, so I'll be honest, um, we got really, really close when it during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Um, we found out that there were a lot of couples that didn't make it through the pandemic because the areas of the relationship that suffer were made big
Yeah.
in during the
Really.
pandemic. And so if you didn't have a strong foundation, you didn't have anything. If your relationship basically was not built on a strong foundation, little problems became big problems because you were stuck in the house with the person that you said I do to, and either your kids or
Yeah.
whatever was around you. So if you didn't have a relationship that was strong,
Yeah.
your relationship fell through the cracks, or it took a hit.
A lot of relationships took a big hit during the pandemic. Like you said, you know, some parents don't even like their kids. For real. It's like, it's sad. But some parents is like, oh, man, they not going to school.
Mhm.
They don't take up time with their children. Or, and then the fact that they had to help them with their schoolwork. It
That was
showed a
even
lot of
crazier.
kids that mom and daddy ain't as smart as they chastise you to be.
What you said?
I say that because a lot of parents, they so busy wanting to whoop you and hit you upside the head for not knowing this and knowing that. But when they had to actually go through, help you with the stuff that, you know, that they've beaten you over the head for, they realized they wasn't, they like, what kind of, their thing was, it ain't the same. What kind of math is this? What kind of,
It was
all of
crazy,
a sudden it was,
man.
they don't teach the same way that they used to. So now it's kind of like now you'll be a little bit more patient with little Billy and little Susan or who whatever. I'm saying names that nobody have, but now you'll be more careful to help them, like to understand. If they don't understand it, don't know it, instead of beating them upside the head, now you understand
Right.
because you actually had to go through, what was it, almost 2 years or a year,
It
2 years.
yeah. I
You had
mean,
to
and it's
actually
still
go
not even
through it,
over
and
with
it's,
though.
yeah,
That's the
still some
thing.
kids are still virtual, and then some parents was like, I'm ready to go back to work, so they was willing to do whatever they had to do, not only to get away from their children, you know, but to get away from their spouse, you know. And then and men and women, both of you
Hmm.
didn't want to, like, oh,
They
talk too much.
they didn't
Didn't know how to communicate.
didn't know how to communicate. But see, and that goes back to that goes back to how us as men were brought up. Like even still till now, you know what I'm saying? Whenever you like when people uh show like when for men, for me, whenever a man shows his masculinity by letting woman know how he for real feels or communicate and say, hey, this is what's going on with me, this is what's bothering me. A lot of times as men we're made to feel like we got to be macho and we got to be strong for everybody, but
Yeah,
that's not the truth.
yeah,
That's not the truth. The thing about it is, if I'm a man and I'm married to a woman who I can't show my vulnerability to, then that's a problem.
yeah.
That's a problem. If you can't go to your significant other and say, hey, X, Y, and Z, and B, and C is bothering me, and this is what I need to fix X, Y, B, and C, and D, and all the other letters in the alphabet, then there's a problem because now there's a disconnect. And I'm trying to tell y'all, if you're not there for your mate, somebody will be there for your significant other. The problem is that is that person of the opposite sex or of the same sex. And then sometimes, I mean, and then in both nowadays, you got to be careful of those things because
Yeah,
you know there's so much going on in relationships. I mean, it can lead when you're in a vulnerable position. I'll just be real. I'll just say this: when you're in a vulnerable situation, um, it can cause you to do things that you normally wouldn't do, and that's why it's so important for you as a couple to sit down and talk.
hmm,
um I don't know why this just fell in my spirit, but there's I can't speak from this, but I can only imagine how a man or a woman in this situation can feel when they're trying to go and they're trying to talk and trying to communicate with their spouse, but the only person that will listen is another man to a man or another woman to another woman. So
hmm.
now it puts you in a position to go and do stupid things because you're in a vulnerable position. That's why it's so important, one, that you stay prayed up, that you not only stay prayed up, but your partner and you pray together so that issues don't happen to where you feel comfortable, you can be vulnerable with that person. That's why it's God put in his word, let no man tear apart or tear down what he had put together. He put y'all together for a reason, and that's to help each other, be with each other, talk to each other, pray with each other, and cover each other.
That's if God put them together.
Well, that's another situation in itself.
Because some people have made their season, um, permanent.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're trying to figure out, okay, how am I going to get out of it? Well, first of all, God is going to honor the marriage because you know,
Mm-hmm.
he honors marriages. Now, are you going to go through some stuff? Yes, you're
Mm-hmm.
going to go through some things, but He's going to honor that marriage. But now you got to go through some unnecessary things because you know, made this temporary your
Situation.
situation your permanent. And you know, I told my husband when I first met him, I said I blame the men. I blame the men. If they made if you married somebody and it was supposed to be your temporary, your season, not your permanent, um, then that's your fault because it says a man that findeth a wife findeth a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
so
gains favor
it
with the
gains
Lord.
favor with the Lord. And so my thing is if you men have said I do to someone that was supposed to be your season, it's your fault because you found her. And every woman wants to be married. Well, just about wants to be married. So she's going to say yes. Especially if I'm just saying. I'm being petty. So,
And I mean, you really get. I mean, I just put it like this. I just put it like this. Men, you have like you are the king of your castle. And if with that being said, if you're the king of your castle, you have to cover your castle. It is your responsibility to set the tone in your castle. So if you are in your castle and all HE double hockey sticks is going on around in your house, in your castle, and you don't know how to fix it, the problem starts with you. Sorry to say this, man. I'm sorry, but not sorry at the same time. Because you have to be the man, you have to be the king of the household. You have to know how to pray for everybody in your house. You have to be able to cover everybody in your house. You have to be able to talk to everybody in your house. You have to you have to understand where everybody is in your house. You have to know what's going on. It's a bad. I learned this from Bishop Abbott. It's a bad thing for a man to not know what's going on in his own house. If you
what you
don't know
said.
what's going on in your own house, there's a problem. Because what that does is that gives the enemy the opportunity to come in and operate and do all the different things that he does throughout everybody in your household. But if you are a king of your household and you cover your household and you're strong, you have a strong male presence in your household, then you can cover in your whole family, and then big problems that are big won't be big. There'll be small problems, and you guys can work them out and nip things in the butt before they get to this, and before they become atomic bombs. They little sparks, little sparks become big sparks. Another thing I'll address this. You can allow something to happen and you don't address it in your house.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying everything needs to be addressed. Like, oh, you used the restroom and you used all the toilet paper on the thing and you didn't put another one in there. Now, that's not big. That's just uh, something that with communication and understanding that okay, all right, I used the last toilet paper. I need to put another one on there. But I'm talking about big problems. Like I'm talking about okay, all right. Uh, we got bills at the end of the month. They got to be paid, and this has to happen. And you don't do it. Now we got a big problem because now the lights are off, or there ain't no hot water.
Lord have mercy.
So it's all in communicating, and it's all in covering each other because where I'm weak, she's strong. Where she's weak, I'm strong,
Yeah.
and we balance each other out. And it's not one of those things where she don't have a voice. I know there are some marriages and some relationships where women don't talk. The woman don't talk at least, or she feels like she ain't got a voice. So we just have to understand that you have to, in a relationship, be able to communicate and communicate in a way that makes everybody feel good about themselves and that nobody feels lesser than. And like I said, we got on here because we wanted to keep y'all our promise and
Yeah.
let you guys know that hey, we are doing our couples Wednesdays. Hey, you want to get on
If y'all
here?
got any questions, you want
Right,
to get on here. Yeah.
right. If y'all want to get on here and you have any questions, please understand that you guys can put them on here and they will come on the screen.
You
Um,
could inbox us.
right.
You want to come on or
Hmm.
whatever. Now, just know that we're not perfect. We don't have all the answers.
Hmm.
We're all learning from each other.
Right.
But at the same time, if there's something that you want to know that's not too personal about me and my husband, we'll talk. We'll say it. We'll let you
Mhm.
know.
Right.
We're open book, pretty much. Um,
Yeah, that's pretty. I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean,
yeah.
um, we will have some topics. We will be doing more couples, talking to more couples on here. I'm thinking about doing. When we first started out, we did this challenge, the love challenge, and it was to tell your mate how much you love them in two. Was it two
Or what
minutes?
you love. Yeah, it was
Or what you love about your spouse.
1 minute, 1 to 2
It was
minutes.
like 1 to 2 minutes, and
We didn't have very well.
we had we had
We
we had
ended
some
up.
couples. We had a lot of couples that wanted to do it, and
We
it
ended
was a
up. It
success.
started off slow, and that was during the pandemic. So we should have said, "What don't you like about your What don't you like about your mate?" Because some men was like, "Nah, I'm good.
I'm good. I'm
I
good.
ain't got nothing to say about this person." But we ended up having a lot of people come
Mhm.
together. We had two videos. I had to do
We had two videos.
two
We had
separate
people that
videos.
that had got mad because they missed the deadline,
Yeah, and they
and
this is the thing. When my husband gives, excuse me, I didn't catch y'all.
go ahead.
But when he gives like deadlines, it's not for us to beg people. We're not in the begging business. So it's not for us to beg you and keep saying, all right, don't remember this is the date. Remember this is the date. What's important to you, you will make time for. And so we found ourselves constantly getting on here saying, this is the date, this is the date. And then once we posted the ones who got the video in on time, then other people started saying, well, you didn't ask me, or I forgot the date, or I forgot this. Once again, you make time for what's important to you.
Hmm.
And so once we do this again, and we give the date. If you don't give the date, we're not going to beg you, even if it's
Hmm.
just me and him.
Right.
We're good. We're not going to beg you
Right.
to do anything, because if you don't have anything good to say about your mate, then I'm
That's
sorry. What are you? Why are you
why you even
together?
married.
You know. Um,
And then like she said, if you don't have anything good to say about your mate, first off, I can't say why you married because God put y'all together. And if He didn't
God ain't
put
put
y'all,
everybody
well,
together. You need to stop saying that.
I if you don't have
Shit.
any good things to say about your mate, then you need counseling.
For real.
And if it's that bad to the point to where y'all can't get along and y'all not seeing eye to eye on anything, y'all need to go back
We're
to the
not gonna
drawing
tell you to
board.
get a divorce, because that's not what
That's not what God would have.
we
He's
yeah.
gonna honor your
He's
marriage,
gonna
but
honor.
it's gotta take two. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It takes two to um to do what God called for you to do when it comes to marriage. Miss Sharon, good evening. How are
Hey,
you,
Miss Sharon.
love? Love you. Glad to see you. Um, but it takes two. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It takes two to um, be in a marriage. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And so when you're in a marriage that um, when you're in a marriage that is struggling, it's what are you putting into the marriage to make it work or not make it work? Because whatever you're putting in the marriage is why you guys are where you at.
Yeah.
When married. Said when marriage. Okay. When you're married, like it's whatever you put into the marriage is what you're going to get out of it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You
And
can't.
even if you're in a relationship, whatever you put in your
What you
relationship
said.
is what you're going to get out of it. And if you are in a relationship seeking to be married,
Mm-hmm.
y'all want to get them little kinks on out the way. Get the little kinks out the way
Mm-hmm.
before you get married,
Right.
because what you get now is it ain't gonna get. It's not gonna be no different when
Nope.
you get married. Actually, it's I can't say it's gonna get worse, but you're gonna learn some things
Mm-hmm.
about this person that you be like, oh my god, I didn't
Mm-hmm.
know. And you're gonna learn some stuff that you're gonna love.
Right.
So I told him when I first met him, I don't want resume. I need to see your walk. I don't want to. I don't want no resume. Don't tell me who you are, what you got. I don't know. I don't want to hear all that because I'm from the show me state for one. Show me, show me. You know. And he started out showing me, and then he kind of slacked up a little bit, and I was like, "You're slacking." Then he started back up again. And it wasn't because he was slacking because he didn't, wasn't doing it. It was certain. It was just circumstances, things happen, and like I said, I like a lot of attention. So I was like, "You slacking?" He was like, "Okay, 1 or 2 days." Literally, that's how like how it was. Maybe like 1 or 2 days. I was like, "You didn't do what you did today." I'm petty. So that's how it was. But like I said, if you're in a relationship, y'all hey, get to know that
You got to
person,
get to know.
get to know them. We spent a lot of time together. Even though we got together and we got married 9 months later, then that 9 months we spent a lot of time together. We was on the phone all the time. We spent a lot of time together, and I got a chance to know a whole lot
Mm-hmm.
about him. I'm very, very observant. Ladies, don't be so gullible to where you're not paying attention to nothing. I pay attention to everything.
Everything.
To the point he's like, "You nosy." I was like, "Call me nosy because I am very nosy." Yes,
She
I
don't miss
wanted to know.
nothing.
No. And when he said I had elephant ears, I could hear everything. I could be, he could be way in there, and I'd be like, "What you say?" I'm like, "I heard that." Oh my god! Like you and your elephant ears. I'm like, I could be looking something. Listen, that's one time I know how to multitask. This is when I'm being nosy. Anytime, any other time, I cannot multitask at all.
Special. I swear.
Okay, I'm done. You go ahead.
But but you really have to understand, like I said, who you're with. I can't stress communication more than anything because um, in communication you find out who you are in the relationship, and so you find sometimes you can find yourself finding out more about yourself when you communicate than anything.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, communication is big. Spending time with each other is even bigger. Um, and it's not always intimate physically. A lot of times you got to understand, sometimes you have to cut the physical part out to get to the emotional, to the brain, to the mental, and to the heart of a person. Um, Minus the physical, And I mean, hey, look, if it happens, it happens.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna be the one to sit here and beat you over the head because you're not married and you physical and you laying down next to each other. But
We don't have a
um,
heaven to hell to put you in.
what was she just said? We don't have a heaven or hell to put you in. But what we do strongly suggest is that you get to know each other on more of a mental basis than you are on a physical basis, because when it's just physical, what happens if that part stops? If if his man don't get up on no more,
Lord,
or if her girl parts dry up like the Sahara Desert,
oh Lord.
and she can no longer do what he or she can no longer do what they used to be able to do, then what are you left with? Because your
Yeah,
relationship was built on something
yeah,
that was more physical versus mental
yeah.
and the heart. And it's so crazy because I know I try to not incorporate words so much when we talk relationships, but the two go hand in hand. It God judges the inner heart of a person, not the outer appearance. And
Yeah.
once we start doing that in relationships, a lot of couples will be able to get past those first 2, 3, maybe 4, 5, 6 years without major issues because you build a relationship based on communication, spending time together, not just physically. You have so much more out there for you to do. I mean, there's so much more to do. I mean, other than just Netflix and chill,
Yeah.
it is. Netflix and chill is cool, but if you don't have anything outside of Netflix and chilling, you just chilling with a Netflix. So that's all I have for y'all. I didn't want to tarry, um, but we are back with our Wednesday night
We're bitch.
uh, couples night. A late night. You might even catch us on like a Friday or a Saturday to shake up a little things. But those are date nights. So
Yeah.
um, understand that this is all love. This is what we do. This is what this platform is based off of. It. You know, if you are approached by me and my wife and we ask you to do something, we're not gonna beg. Like she said,
Not gonna beg.
we not gonna beg. We will ask,
Not time to
but we're not gonna
beg.
beg. And like she said, if it has to be us, we'll lead by example. We've done it for
Yeah.
how many years now? What, 5?
It
Maybe.
ain't been no
No, it's been about 5. We started Live Love Laugh.
it has not been no fun.
No,
It's been 3, going on 4.
going on 4 years.
Going
Yeah,
on 4 years.
carry the one. I'm saying. No, but seriously, like it's been this way since we started Live Love Laugh, and God has for real moved and done some really great things in couples' lives, and we want to continue that, and we want to continue to be the light and the example that God called us to be. So, with that being said, if you would like to give to the ministry, because this is a ministry, there's 2 ways that you give. The first way that you can give, you go to your Cash App, type in $ Power Outreach KC. What's the second one?
And you give LaFi. And then you go to Power Outreach Ministry, KC.
All right. And those are the 2 ways that you can give to the ministries.
Gonna be a blessing.
If you want to be a blessing, go
And
ahead.
Sunday is a holiday. My birthday. It's my birthday. So if you want to be a blessing to the Mary Hysten Day, the 25th. I can't think of anything. 25th, is Sunday. A lot of y'all already off. See, I asked y'all to take off for that day and have some coffee and some bagels and stuff like that. But y'all, a lot of y'all are already off on Sunday. So go to church, get you some coffee, get you some bagels. And if you like to be a blessing, you can hit me, Miss Vibes One Cash App. That's Cash App. The $ Miss Vibes One. So September the 25th. September 25th is a holiday. We're making it a holiday. For all the people whose birthdays on September 25th, say woo woo. September 25th.
Anyways, my birthday is this Sunday.
This
Yes, it is. It
Sunday.
is this Sunday. Um, Yes, if you drink coffee, take that day off, drink some coffee.
Go
If
to
you want to be a
church.
blessing, yes, you know how to be a blessing.
Dollar sign
Um,
is by.
if you so happen to not be able to remember that and you want to sow a seed in for her birthday, you can sow it into this to either to the Cash App, but attach Mary's name to it. Okay, say Mary's birthday, or I just put Happy Birthday. All right. Well, we love y'all. We're not gonna be on here too much longer. We just want to say thank you for tuning in. For those that popped in and those that popped out, those that may go back and look it and watch it. We pray that we were a blessing to you this evening with what we said and what we did. And we pray that God continue to bless you and your ministries, your marriages, your relationships. And we pray that you guys meet us back on Monday evening for Power Mondays. Amen. And don't forget, Mary's birthday is September the 25th. That is this Sunday.
I will be going live this Sunday.
Okay. She's going to go live Sunday.
I'm going to go live. It's a national holiday. They just had, what was it, Grandparents' Day?
Mm-hmm.
They just made that up, so we're making up my holiday.
All right, y'all. We love y'all. We'll talk to y'all soon.
Peace.
When others left me to die, faithful you are, right by my side. You always hear me.